So you may not have been paying attention to this upcoming free-to-play open-world game called Ananta, but the 7-minute gameplay trailer that they just dropped turned a lot of heads because it throws a lot of stuff at you. There's driving, there is web swinging, there's character switching right out of GTA 5, there's basketball and darts and slapping contests, and throwing guys into dumpsters and shooting guys with grenade launchers. It's every urban environment to open world game at once, and it looks like a real trip. This game has a really ambitious goal of taking on GTA 6, and so there's a lot to dig through. Like the social stuff, it's right out of the GTA 6 trailers, for example, but that is far from the game's only influences. There's some sleeping dogs here too. Of course, there's also every other AAA free-to-play gacha game on the market right now, probably influencing them as well. And I'm not trying to throw cold water on here, because I will freely admit that the newest trailer is really impressive. But yeah, let's get back to how these games aren't always exactly honest. So often you see these games try to dazzle you with these incredible trailers. You actually play it, and it's a dull grinding game. The bar has been raised with these sorts of free-to-play games, though. Expectations are high, and that's the environment that Ananta is going to release in. The current free-to-play game market is saturated as all hell, so in order to survive, a game like this really has to stand out. And I will say that above all else, Ananta really makes a good first impression. I mean, look at any one of the trailers they've put out. It's like you're looking at a different game each time. There's so many different things you could possibly do, and it all looks high quality. The game known as Ananta was only revealed last year, but its development history goes back further to when the game was originally known as Project Mugen, as revealed in its first trailer back on the 23rd of August in 2023. What was shown there is pretty much the same game we're looking at now, except for now we have more concrete details about what it's actually going to be. Back then, the developer answered a lot of questions, but never really said anything. Now, though, we have a good grasp on what the game is and how you'll actually play it. In Ananta, you'll play as the captain of a special task force fighting crime in the city. Each character appears to have their own special abilities, missions, and gameplay styles. Some characters have special movement powers like web swinging, others have a focus on driving or parkour, or some combination of the three. The trailers show different characters doing different things, like a hacker character causing a blackout right out of Watch Dogs, or a female police officer arresting suspects. There's hand-to-hand combat with reversals and takedowns that looks pretty down-to-earth and even Jackie Chan inspired. Throwing a guy into the trash looks right out of Sleeping Dogs, so I approve. There's also guns and full-on third-person shooting, with a weapon wheel right out of GTA and everything, with both lethal and non-lethal guns for taking down various enemies you'll come across. All the stuff is very GTA in a relatively generic way that I don't feel is super out of place with a lot of other GTA likes out of there. But then you start getting into the many mechanics that seem almost directly lifted out of Insomniac's Spider-Man, and the whole thing starts looking a little suspicious. Like, listen, Sony doesn't have a trademark on swinging through a city, but some of the animations are almost identical to the way Spider-Man animates in those games. There's no reason for it to be that similar. I mean, the game is clearly made by a talented team of developers. They could probably tweak it so that it's not that similar. There's also a bunch of other Spider-Man mechanics in here, sprinkled around the various trailers. You can walk on grinders, sneaking above bad guys. There's gadgets like a literal, not spider drone, but drone that's like the spider drone. And to some people, that can make this type of thing look soulless or desperate. And with all of the other stuff going on, it very much doesn't need to be. There's so much other impressive stuff here. Like, there's just a ton of mini games. The animation is incredible. The look of everything, the characters, the rich and detailed open world. There's more than enough for this game to stand on its own, and there's going to be people who just see this sort of using other ideas as tacky. Now, I'm not going to go Nintendo lawyer here. I actually don't think copying is bad. That's kind of how things develop. Like, Saints Row is, for all intents and purposes, something that grew out of literally just copying Grand Theft Auto. But also, I understand why to some it's not a good look. It's also often the signature of the money-grubbing executive interfering and saying it should have that, that, and that. It's really all in the execution, and without playing the game, we really can't say. But it's not that I'm not concerned about it. I hope that that stuff is actually just good. But, I mean, frankly, this game being free to play is another thing that has me concerned. Everything that they've shown just looks like a straight-up single-player game. There's been nothing to suggest that it's anything but that. But, of course, it's going to have to be online only, which automatically puts a ticking clock on it. Eventually, the servers will shut down, and this game, which appears to be perfectly playable by yourself and seems to have a lot of fun story missions, will be dead and gone at that point, or at least it seems like it will be. I don't know, maybe they could do the cool thing and turn it into a $10 game after they shut the servers down that you can just play on your own. That would be nice. I would like it if more of these types of games would just do that. They would make money also. I don't know what they have against that. Oh, that game that we're shutting down, people who want to play it would all spend $10 to continue playing it, and we'd never have to think about it again. But, you know, whatever. That's just me trying to solve problems. These big companies aren't really doing things to serve customers, though. They're doing things to generate property that is valuable for them to own. In 2025, everything is the real estate game. And that is why those types of mechanics that we were talking about earlier can be a little concerning. Not just that they're a blatant ripoff of something else, I'm fine with that, but why is it there? Is it there because they think it will make number go up? Or is it there because it makes the game better? Again, we won't know until the game is out. Now, to be fair, they clearly do have long-term plans for this game because they do intend to expand it every year, apparently, with an entirely new city. The first one is based on Asian cities, but especially Tokyo. Later cities will be American and European. The implication is that they also intend to release new characters for the game with their own new stories and gameplay styles. Basically, it's like an ever-expanding platform for new characters and narratives. And to be clear, they haven't used the word platform or anything here. Or maybe they have, I don't know. I haven't seen them use it. But they're not just making a linear action game set in an open world. It seems like they want to bring in all those life simulation elements that make Rockstar Games the best in the business when it comes to open worlds. A lot of the trailers for this game are dedicated to the simple act of being in the world, doing goofy stuff, playing minigames. You can buy clothes, you can work out, chill at your apartment, play different sports. It's kind of like GTA with a lot of Yakuza mixed in. Vehicles don't play a major role in the trailers, but there's clearly driving around, with implied vehicle races and even shooting segments where you're leaning out of the window of a car. Obviously, this is GTA inspired, along with some of the shots from the original Ananta announcement trailer that literally look very similar to GTA 6's reveal trailer. The title of the video says this game wants to be GTA 6, and we're not kidding. Some of the shots of the beach and the third-person shooting look a lot like GTA 6. I mean, granted, they look more like anime, and city looks kind of like Jet Set Radio-ish. Those shots aren't the only things that are borrowing from GTA 6. The part in the most recent trailer where you switch from the hostage situation to a sniper and a helicopter looks right out of a mission in GTA 5. The only difference is the weird scramble video around the guys you shoot, which seems a little out of place, and it doesn't happen in other parts where you're shooting. I don't know. I don't know why they need to rip off that Kane and Lynch sequel here for whatever reason. To call the trailer for this game dense would be a massive understatement, though. It's just a non-stop attack on the senses, featuring every possible activity and gameplay style you can imagine. It's impressive, and there's definitely reason to be excited, but I'm seeing a lot of concern online as well. Does that speak to how impossible it is to please the audience for these free-to-play gacha games? Or just, I don't know, does it betray a general cynicism towards this sort of too-good-to-be-true everything game? Which, to be clear, Mind's Eye comes to mind whenever I say something like that, because it was at least, and I guess is still supposed to be part of something called Everywhere by Build a Rocket Boy, this massively multiplayer online game and game platform with an integrated game creation system. At least that's how it's described on Wikipedia. I mean, at least they're not doing that. Like, it looks like I said, that they're trying to make a platform for a bunch of new narratives over the course of a long period of time. But we've had more than our fair share of disappointments with this type of stuff. So Where the Winds Meet is another game of this type that ultimately proved not to be as impressive as the trailers made it look, and that just so happens to be another game that's also being developed by a team at NetEase who have a pretty spotty reputation among fans for these types of games. I mean, they're not the worst of the worst when it comes to game publishers. There's much scummier outfits operating in the region, and they recently put out Marvel Rivals, which is still doing really well, and because it's good. So it's not as though they are incapable of putting out reasonable free-to-play games that retain an audience, but Ananta is another beast. It's not just competing with stuff like Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero. It's also like clearly competition for Spider-Man, Watch Dogs, and oh yeah, this small indie project known as Grand Theft Auto 6. For as impressive as the trailers for Ananta are, there's no way it'll be able to match the sort of procedural open world chaos that Rockstar is so good at. You're not going to be able to go on a rampage and get into a wild police chase in Ananta because you are the cops. So the subversive element that drives the Rockstar stuff, it's not here. Like it's you're the good guys. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing either, because a ton of open world action games operate on the same rules. But I am saying that for as impressive as this game is trying to be, for all the ways it's trying to ape the GTA games, there's some essential things it has to come up short because it's not a GTA game. And then there's always this qualifier that's going to be over it, no matter how good it is. It could be excellent, and it still is always going to have, in the next couple of words, for a free-to-play gacha game, say. Because no matter how impressive, no matter how fun these games are, you have to temper your expectations because, firstly, they're probably not going to be as good in terms of mechanics, and secondly, there's going to be stuff that you don't like about the game. There's always going to be something that's compromised because there is a monetization and always online requirement. That doesn't mean this game doesn't have the potential to be a lot of fun. It obviously does. It's going to at least be a light and satisfying hangout game, I think. I mean, just checking out the city, seeing the sights, doing a few dumb mini games seems like it could really actually be fun, and all the stories, cutscenes, and scripted missions that they've shown seem cheerfully goofy. There's a reason I've brought up Jet Set Radio a couple of times in comparison to this game. In some ways, it really feels like that. Obviously, in some ways, in other ways, it is nothing like that, but it's one of these games where I get both sides of the argument. I understand why people are crazy hyped, and I understand why there are really cynical people about this one as well. Right now, it's kind of all just speculation because we haven't played it. Even the people who have played it offline, who are being straightforward in their opinion, you can't really trust their opinion because they're not playing the same thing that we're going to play in 2026 when it launches, and not from a, oh, it's not finished perspective, but more, whatever you're playing offline, it doesn't have the monetization model that is going to be there when we play it. So right now, what we have are trailers and the developer's word, and from that, the game seems pretty incredible. But, I mean, how many times has that worked out completely, exactly, straightforwardly to mean the game is just a masterpiece? I mean, not a lot. It's easy to get concerned about this kind of project. Whether you're concerned that they're trying to throw everything at the wall with the copycat stuff, or just concerned about the monetization, how that's going to affect what the game is like. I mean, until we play it, we won't know, so that's a logical concern. But if the game is good, and the trailers do make it look like a lot of fun, this is a game to watch out for, even with GTA 6 on the horizon. Now, when is Ananta actually coming out? They've been saying second quarter 2026, but who knows if they can stick to that or if they'll be forced to push the game back. I expect they'll run at least a few betas before the full launch, but those could run anytime. It's possible they might start before the end of this year. So, hey, if you're itching for an open world city to hang out in before GTA 6 comes out in May, then maybe getting into the beta of this game could hold you over. No promises, because no idea when they're running it or if they'll be running it, but it's a possibility. So, Ananta, am I right? What's your take on it? Because even after this, I'm not completely sure what to make of it. I want to get excited, but if I have to say something definitive about it, it's purely that they know how to make one hell of a trailer. Leave us a comment, let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications, and as always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter, Falcon the Hero. We'll see you next time right here on gameranx.